Hey guys, I'm Alex, and I want to talk to you today about memes as a form of language. I think this is really fascinating. I had a conversation about 4 years ago now, um, that turned from me being like not a huge fan of memes, kind of thinking they're like quite silly, to this is a fascinating moment in linguistic history where we're starting to see a new way of transmitting ideas. Because really, prior to now, the last 10,000 years, we've been talking with words. And now we have a way to talk with pictures. And in a lot of cases, when we make references like to kick the bucket or a fish out of water, these are all phrases that have related to some either historical event or some shared idea. And we can only express them in words. And at some point, the origin story of each of those phrases is lost. But with memes, we have this new opportunity where we don't just have an auditory medium, but we actually have a visual medium. Like we can see what the words mean. And in the past we've had this whole a picture is worth 1,000 words, maybe a movie's worth 1,000 pictures, or however long that is at 24 frames a second. But memes are fascinating because now instead of just taking maybe what the words in that phrase mean, like a fish out of water, um, and maybe their implied meaning and how you might feel about it, like fish out of water. If you're the fish, then you are rather uncomfortable. If someone else is talking about you as a fish out of water, they're talking about you're kind of like not fitting in. But now we have not just that, but we've got a way to talk about what do we see? And so if you had, like, say those four meanings that you could take out of the words, you can take maybe 15 more out of seeing the video where, we're not just watching, say, in the case of, like a Vine, where, or is it like the free Shavakadu? Um, we're not just taking out of that the moment where we laughed at it. We're taking out of it the people we were talking about that moment with. We're laughing at the fact that it was a misspelling of fresh avocado. We're laughing at the fact that we have this shared identity where we've all been to, I think it was like Taco Bell that had that sign. We're looking at like suburban America when we talk about it, and we're also just having a good time. We're realizing that even if we're not able to have a conversation with someone about maybe something that really matters to us, we're still able to laugh at the same jokes, and that helps. And then furthermore, you can actually derive like a regional identity from this because people in different parts of the world are going to have seen different memes. And same thing in different parts of America, you're going to have like different memes. Like I'm from Florida, and here, we get a lot of jokes made about the crazy things that happen here. But like I remember in the news probably a couple years back, there was a snake, I think it was a python, that ate an alligator, and then the snake exploded. And it's like, you're not gonna find a story like that anywhere else in the world because it's just that crazy. And that's just like something that we all kind of remember being in the news. And so now you can refer to it, and it's a part of your language and a part of your identity, is that like we went through this weird time. Or same thing with like uh Hurricane Katrina. Now, definitely not a laughing matter, but in the context of memes, you have the one where like there's this kid in a pantry and like a bag of chips falls in his arms, and he's like, oh, was it Hurricane Katrina? More like Hurricane Tortilla. Um, we're gonna ignore his pronunciation for now, but if we hadn't gone through Hurricane Katrina, we wouldn't have been able to understand Hurricane Tortilla as funny. Uh, so it's a new way for us to build off of things that were previously funny or things that were previously heartbreaking and address them through a medium of comedy. We can laugh at something that made us sad previously, and it breaks down this barrier that now allows us to talk about the event. But whatever your means or reasons are for using memes, like if you just want to make your friends laugh, or if you want something to do with yourself at 3 a.m., or if you're trying to express something that with an audience that you're not really comfortable talking to, but you want to kind of break the ice or start a discussion on something, or like you talk about one of these memes and you'll be like, isn't it interesting that in this video this happened? And you're talking about like, you noticed in that pantry, oh, they had like raisins, like perhaps. They had like some very specific brand of raisins, and they had like 15 jars of them like on the shelves. I wonder what they were stockpiling for, if maybe this was in the context of a food pantry. And then suddenly you guys are talking about like almsgiving and talking to the poor and the experiences you guys have had volunteering, or what you think about the flavor of raisins. Like, these are all things that start from now. You've had this additional shared identity within language that you can now express and pass on to other people, and you guys can laugh about it just because you both had that experience, you both watched the same video, and it's no longer just like, I had to be there when that happened, you had to be there when that happened. It's a quick way for us to transmit ideas. And I wouldn't be surprised if in the future we're not just using memes for comedy, but we're using them to express ideas. Like, even advertisements today, some of them are kind of in a meme format, where it's just something crazy happens and then boom, you're done. And you've like associated that crazy event on the ad with their product, and it kind of sticks in your head. Or you want to do a product pitch, like an elevator pitch, and instead of like doing it just in words, you kind of have like a little video that goes with it, like a PowerPoint presentation, and it's something that catches the audience's eye in a new way, and it's keeping up with the times. Like, you're communicating with the new mediums that are available. So all in all, memes are this burgeoning new part of language that lets us use more of our senses than we could before. And it gives us a way to relate to things in a cultural context that we didn't have before. But now with the internet, people in Japan can look at the same memes that we can, and we have a shared experience of something that we have never been in the same place to encounter before, with people that we've never met before. But now there's a global community that can focus on and surround themselves with this, and it becomes this new way of communicating that's going to revolutionize how we talk to one another. So it's been a pleasure talking to you guys as always, and I hope that you got something useful out of this. I think it's just a really fascinating topic. I look forward to talking with you guys more next week.